What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Monday Night Wave podcast. We are now on Mania season. Actually, Mania season night one is in the wraps. Night two is happening today as of the recording. Yeah, it's been great. This shit is it feels electric in here. I go by Jay, aka one half of the greatest podcasting tag team, a wrestling podcasting tag team. Music producer for about 15 years, and I'm passing it off to my partner. One time for the one time. Go ahead.
It is your mother's favorite heel, the wild card, the king of gorgeous, Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery. It is Hero and Lonta. I have a question for you.
The ring lonta. What's up? What's up?
The podcast general.
Ta-da!
What do you want to pod about?
Let's get into it, baby. Yeah, night one was amazing. Slow news week, but we got a couple things we want to get out there real quick. Following the controversy from the CM Punk interview with Ariel Hirani, Tony and AEW has decided that they're going to release the tapes. They gonna drop that footage and let us know what really happened backstage. Scapegoat, what? Come on now, what? What do you think? What's the initial thoughts when you heard that they're dropping the tapes?
My initial thoughts was, oh brother, we'll see what this is about. Yeah, I don't know. I would say that this idea is interesting because it does have people questioning, like, what can they possibly show? And I'm also sure not how the Young Bucks are involved at all with the brawl in or from in Wembley. So I don't know. Also, I don't. It's funny to finally post something like almost a year ago, and two people that it involves aren't even, like, Jack has been in Japan since, and CM Punk is now in WWE. So I know it's funny to do a video about people who aren't even technically in the company anymore, or at least not around.
It is. It's definitely interesting. Like, I thought we was gonna leave it where it's at. We all know that the shit like fell apart at All In, right?
Yeah.
And I listened to the Punk interview, and we'll get into that, a different topic. But like, there was definitely some shit that was said that was a little hit or miss from both sides. But my thing is that it's all just reactive. I see a lot of people in the IWC ask like, "Oh, why is he doing a drop it? What's the point in dropping it?" The same thing can be said about what was the point in like Punk talking about AEW. Like, you're in a better place, you're happy, like, fuck it, whatever it was back then, we'll leave it where it's at. So it's all, I think it's reactionary. I don't think that they was going to do it if Punk never said anything, but it's like, bro, we all in a different spot. Like, I don't really care what you're doing over there, but I guess if you're talking bad on me, I'm gonna show you my side of the story. I kind of like look at it in the sense of like, if somebody was trying to like, I guess like downplay us and put shit on our name that we didn't do, it's like, bro, we got to go out there and prove that y'all full of cap, whatever the situation may be. It's definitely interesting to put that shit and use it as promo for Dynamite. It's like they're gonna do it next week's Dynamite, so it's like you're using it in the wrestling like format, like use it as like show content. That feels a little weird to me, but I guess like it's gonna get the views up. People are gonna tune in. They're gonna show the footage or whatnot. And is like, are they really gonna show the footage? Like, is it just gonna be a play? Like, what?
Honestly,
I
don't know. Honestly, I don't think there is. If there is footage of the fight in the Gorilla then I don't know. Honestly, I think what's going to happen is it's going to. Honestly, I think what's going to happen is going to be like probably like a skit, reenactment. You know, similar to like old school hip hop videos where, you know, like they fuck, what was it, like when Dre and Easy were beefing, they had a fake Easy being chased around and shit like that. So like, or like when we like when Vince McMahon used to have Gilbert, shit like that.
Right.
I wouldn't
Or
be surprised.
like when Miz came out of John Cena, like just
Yeah,
plain on like shit like that.
I wouldn't be
Um
surprised if they have some dude in a Pepsi suit and they super kick it or something.
and like yeah, that like I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, that'd be fucking funny. Yeah, 'cause that's how I see it too. Like that, like there's no, I don't know, there's no point for me. I guess like I said, everybody's in a better situation because of it. Um, but yeah, to just it's probably gonna be some fake shit. It's probably gonna be some like, oh, gotcha, but you're tuned into AEW, or maybe they fucking bring back Jack Perry and Jack Perry's back to destroying tapes or some shit. They're gonna spin it some fucking weird way
Yeah.
if it's in storyline content. Either way, I will be tuned in Wednesday, and I will definitely be there to see what the fuck is going on. From there we got King of the Ring announced in Saudi.
Nice. And there's a Queen of the
It,
Ring also.
there is. Did they do it last year? Like, was that the Creed Zelina? Was that the year before?
That was like
Like,
I want to say it's 2 years now that it's when we got Queen Zelina and King Xavier
okay.
Woods. I want to say
Have we
no,
had one
that
since
wasn't.
then?
No, we haven't.
Okay,
No, we
I
haven't.
thought so.
Yeah, well, it was kind of hard to have a King of the Ring that lives in the same universe as Roman. I mean, yeah, because all that stuff, that's what set up that Big E match and for
Oh
Survivor
yeah,
Series with Big E versus
yeah.
Roman and shit. So yeah, it's been a while,
Mm-hmm.
but it's cool. I mean,
Uh,
that, that means we're gonna get a soft, small tournament. It's been a while since WWE's done a tournament, um, at least on the main roster. And then yeah, if not story, but if things hold true, that means we're gonna get a new king character and a new queen character walking around, and someone gets a chance to change up a little bit, and hopefully it's entertaining and it sticks the landing.
who would
Because
you want to see as King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring?
um, I think Chelsea Green would be a good Queen of the Ring. I can see
Okay.
her. King, I don't know. I'm gonna save my. I'm gonna save my picks until we see a bracket. I want to see a bracket first. So I don't
Okay.
want to just throw a bunch of names out there willy nilly and these motherfuckers never show up.
I'm
But like if I had to think of someone who could do a really good character, I'm choosing like the first person that comes to my mind is Chelsea Green for at least the Queen. But for the King, I'm not sure yet. I gotta think on that. I need to see a bracket.
I'm gonna throw out. Hopefully, and if the rumors are true, he should be getting pushed pretty soon or switching brands. I'll take a King Carmelo. I would like to see that. I think he got the swagger, the character for it. A King Carmelo would definitely, if especially if it's in like the heel light, would just take it to like different fucking levels. Queen, I do think Chelsea Green is due for something. I do like that one a lot. But if I had to switch it from Chelsea Green, I would go Naomi.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
like
Queen
I
Glow.
like I like Queen Glow. I think that'd be dope to see.
A glowing crown would be
Would be
fire.
dope.
Talking
That
about
shit would be
merchandise.
what? A glowing crown? Queen
Yep.
Glow? Yeah. Lock it in for me. I'm going Queen Naomi. I think that'd be really dope. And lastly, part of the news that we have is that during the press conference of night one, Game came out and said that Brock is still with the company. Brock is just at home doing Brock things. What's your take on Brock being the company, and how do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a gray area. It's not extreme. It's kind of a gray area because again, like his name was never technically dropped in the lawsuit or anything. So if we live in this innocent until proven guilty concept of America, then technically he has not done anything wrong, or he hasn't been convicted, or he's not being charged, he's not being subpoenaed. So therefore, technically, it makes sense. But and that's why they're like not. I mean, Triple H just asked the question. He answered the question that was asked of him, but obviously, there's a reason why we haven't seen him, for a while, or heard his name until Paul Heyman's speech and whatnot, or until the interview question. There's a reason why they're keeping him on ice, or they're keeping him away because they want the heat to die down a little bit. But again, legally, technically, even though it's heavily implied, we all know what that lawsuit was talking about. His name was
Right.
still never technically dropped, and we live in a society where niggas like Casey Anthony and homie that shot Trayvon is just walking around. So until his name is literally like brought out there and he's getting subpoenaed and stuff, I mean, we can't like ask for his firing. I mean, we can, but you know, they don't have any grounds to fire him right now or anything like that.
So I guess I want to ask oof, man, I don't know if I should ask a question, but what's the difference between the Brock allegations and then what happened to old boy Velveteen? Like, was there actually any proof with that as well, or was like, because from what I remembered, it was just screenshots and messages and shit like that, and then like, he got all that shit and whatnot. I'm not defending anybody. I just want to know like what's the difference between the two.
I think there was like an actual investigation and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be I'm not fully educated on that particular case. Yeah, so yeah. I don't want to like I'll speak out of turn, but I think there was an actual like investigation and whatnot. It wasn't. Yeah, I mean there was there was screenshots and whatnot, receipts of text messages with the younger person. But I want to say there was like an actual investigation where WWE they had to because they had him off of TV for a while as they were quote unquote having their their agent or their lawyers or whatever investigate those claims and stuff. So yeah, I want to say that's probably the main difference.
It's just interesting just to see like what people react to and what like, oh, Brock's gone, but Brock's here, but Velveteen is not, and just the way the balance in politics play in that shit and whatnot. Because shit, man, like man was like I said, wasn't named, but was heavily implied who he was, and the thing is like in the documents that was read at the time is that like it wasn't. He didn't have any like sexual contact with said victim. It was more so like he wanted the pictures of her like urinating and shit like that, which is still fucking wild. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's a very oddball situation.
Yeah, it's a touchy situation and it's sensitive.
Very.
But until he's named. And there's subpoenas at his door or whatever. Then I don't know. We just kind of have to give it the Drewski hands, and just let the law play out.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah, that's it for the news of this week. It's now the time to get into.
Wait, real quick though. Okay, I guess this was. Wait, is this real? This was posted an hour ago.
Rumor alert. Heavily implied.
Okay, so apparently Vince McMahon's trainer posted something on Instagram saying Vince McMahon was unable to attend his first WrestleMania. How quickly people forget that without his vision, there would be no wrestling or WrestleMania. Sadly, when a person is down, the people who say they love you turn their backs on you.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, for real. Fuck out of here. If that's real, fuck out of here.
It's the same shit that like, if it's real, yeah, fuck out of here. It's the same shit that Cena had said when Cena was defending fucking Vince. Fuck out of here, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here. Your boy was doing egregious shit and needs to lie where he needs to lie. Like, keep him away from the fucking product. Because you know what? Night one was fucking amazing without fucking the Vince input.
Yeah,
it was fucking solid. Yeah, a quick fuck out of here. Before we also get out of news, did you have something else?
I mean, I said what I said about Meltzer, and I will stay true to this. But according to Meltzer, which again we got to take this with a grain of salt, says for the all in backstage footage will reportedly not include CM Punk confronting Tony Khan, where Khan said he feared for his life. From what I'm told, the footage. That footage won't be shown. Different times, only the Perry footage. So I don't know. I guess something only with Perry. Maybe like you said, maybe it's clips of like Perry smashing shit or something. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, because like, they are fucking sitting here talking about NDAs and shit, like, you know, non-disclosure agreements and what can y'all say, what can't y'all say. And the thing is, like, also Punk did say a lot of shit without saying a lot of shit. So I don't know
Mm.
how, I don't know where this NDA is like.
I think the
Where
I think majority of the NDAs is from the first fight, brawl out. I get confused. One is what is brawl in and what is brawl out. Yeah, so the American one, the one that wasn't in Wembley, that one, like when
okay,
Kenny with the one with Kenny and
the one where they said his homeboy was biting people and shit.
yeah, yeah, and the dog got involved.
The
This
dog.
thing, the dog has an NDA, bro. Like this shit is
The
wild.
dog is out there scrapping.
Man.
Oh yeah, that's fucking crazy.
So yeah, I think yeah, I don't know if there's any yeah, so I don't know if there's any NDAs with Brawl Out as far as the Wembley stuff goes.
Oh
Yeah,
shit! I like we don't know anything. That's the fucking
no,
crazy part that we have no idea about any of this shit. So if they're using it as promo to get Jack back or get Jack over, I go for it. Use whatever leverage you got. It's still weird, but
yeah,
use whatever you want, I guess.
yeah.
To get out of the story or the news, I did really enjoy the press conference between Naomi, Bianca, and Jade last night. That was a great fucking press conference.
Man,
One of the key things that they did, or that Naomi has said, was that in particular giving shout outs to the talent that helped her out and the talent back then. Um, of course, Naomi came in with Cameron. That's part like the Funkadactyls, and then she shouted out Alicia Fox, which I don't think she gets enough credit for her in ring ability. Like Foxy was a great fucking wrestler. She's a great character. She knew how to like portray like her character really well, and did the most like with very little time that she had. And I know this in particular because like when I was coming back watching wrestling, it was during like that Total Divas era, and I was paying attention really closely to Fox, and Fox knows how to fucking wrestle. It's just at a time period where they didn't like that wasn't their target push. You know, like they weren't pushing the trends. They weren't pushing, you know, the Foxes. Like it was just Bella's and, you know, the Eva Marie's. Like that was like their angle. So shout out to Alicia Fox. Like super, super, super fucking talented. And I love that shout out.
yeah. Shout out to Alicia. Absolutely, and it was a cool press conference. Just anytime I see the big three together, I just get giddy. Um, I just love seeing them together, and they seem like they have. I mean, we already know Bianca and Naomi are like real life friends. But I mean, I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
Jade's been around in the company now for a while, and so they're all friends, they're all homies, and it's just cool to see that representation and just to
I
see
saw
just seeing how they act with each other, and it's real cool to see.
I saw somebody tweet yesterday. The shit made me laugh. They said, "Cocoa Butter Combat Club."
Yeah,
I thought that was funny as fuck. Cocoa Butter Combat Club is
that's
fucking
wild.
great.
I love it though. I love it though. That's wild.
Shout out to them three. Great, great fucking night. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Night
Man,
one, WrestleMania. Like
man.
overall thoughts before we get into the match card. What did you feel? How do you
It was a good
feel about
night.
the overall night run? Okay.
It was a good night. Some predictions were true, some weren't. That's the power of the wrestling
Some
game.
surprises.
Some surprises. I thought it was a good show. I expect tonight to be just as good, if not better. But yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was a good. Yeah, I thought it was a good night.
I overall I gave the pay-per-view a 4 out of 5. And I'll get to the spot where it docked for me. But things felt fresh. This was the first time where I watched a WrestleMania where I didn't feel like things were dragging, where things were exhausting. I couldn't predict a lot of spots, which just shows that like they're deviating from like the Vince way of planning shit. And maybe that's why I was able to predict things so well, is because I knew how Vince booked. I knew how they wrote shit. To where like this new era of like, you know, Triple H and them, like I don't know. I'm on the edge of my seat just like everybody else. And I love that fucking feeling. Everything felt really fresh, man. Everything felt truly organic. One of the things I really did like about night one is that this moment was for the people who put in the work throughout the year. So there wasn't no heavily surprised like pops of somebody interfering. There wasn't like a lot of like, oh, this is your Mania moment, but look at this over here. Like, you're not taking away from any of the superstar talent. Like, this is meant for the people who in the company were working their ass off night in, night out. Here goes your moment. So I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good show. There was one interference, but it was a gimmick thing. But we'll get to it. Shit had
Yeah.
me hot. Um,
Uh,
but yeah,
all
man,
right, let's get into it.
The show starts off with Triple H. He doesn't talk that much, but pretty much saying, "Are you ready?" While Triple H is coming out, Michael Cole, emphasizes how like this is the era of H now. Like this
Welcome
is
to the new era, baby.
like also if you guys heard Heyman's speech, like we are in the new. This is the H era. It's done. Vince is gone.
I'm so excited.
It's done.
So excited, bro.
And like
now like it's
now everyone is like fully involved to where it's like it's like when a new like if this was Game of Thrones, it's like when a new king comes in, like you got to get everybody on board first. Like some people are like, what? Some people are still a little scared, like, oh man, Vince could come back, because there was a point in time where he did show up when we thought he was gone, but it's done. It's done. Triple H got the pin. All the talent trusts him. All the talent loves him. We keep hearing interviews and from commentators, people backstage, but just like how the overall atmosphere just changed and the way things are being done with everything has changed. Like people get more breaks, shit like that. So it's like it's we're in a new era.
Yeah. One of the things I noticed yesterday, or I was thinking to myself, is like the dangerous part about Triple H and like his era is the restrictions that he's gonna be like a little bit more looser on. In particular, like we're seeing a lot of superstars get put in places that like normally wouldn't be available to them. I guess a good example of this is like there's the Snicker commercial that we talked about with Street Profits and Out the Mud. And the dangerous situation with that is that like, or scary part is that the influence that WWE now will have is that like we can place anybody anywhere. If you want to go acting, you can go over here, and there's no restrictions to that now. To where like Vince don't got his hands all up in your grubby little information and shit like that. If I'm not mistaken, there was a couple issues with people trying to be in like the Black Panther movie a while back, and like there's some W talent that wanted to go and they couldn't get approved for that. So now like being able to be in this Triple H era, quote unquote, and hopefully it's for the best, that we want you guys to be out there. Spread your wings. That gets more eyes back on the WWE product. Do amazing things. Like that's going to be it's going to be great to see. And it's really dangerous. People think it's going to be like the wrestling aspect of it. Yes, they'll kill that. But WWE's about to get their hands on so much other outside shit that like, you're just not going to be able to like to fuck with.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, just like even through all the matches, all the different, I mean, we got the prime, we got the prime shit on the ring. We got this shit on the sides of the ring. We got the Wingstop one. I was like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to get some. But to get, yeah, people try to make that a racial thing. Asians love fried chicken too. Asians love fried chicken just as much as
no. I'm not rocking. That was fucking wild.
It's not that wild. We had American Shield during Roman's match with Seth. A Shield reference. Like this is great marketing.
The Shield reference is towards wrestling. I'm okay with that. Putting the first 3 black women on TV and giving them a goddamn Wingstop fucking promo was wild to me.
Asians love fried chicken.
Crazy. And then no, because even with like the fucking even with the fucking the Ray match, the Agua Fresca, like we're not sliding, bro. We're not sliding. Fuck out of here. That's crazy.
Hey, bro, they try to represent.
The Minute Maid Agua Fresca was crazy, nigga. I was like, nope, I'm not rocking with that shit. That was fucking wild. But yes, you are right in the aspect, like promotion wise, they're touching different corners of the world right now with so many fucking ads going on. It's like Punk said it best. Like they're not in the business of like just wrestling. It's global takeover kind of shit. Like they're in the business to make money, and they're gonna make a shit ton of money. And hopefully we get to see a lot more superstars in a lot of different places. Like it's time to expand that range. Expand like what happens if Triple H does open the doors and more talent are able to perform on indies like in GCW. Like the shit becomes scary, bro. Like it's gonna get wicked out there.
Yeah, I'm here for it. So the the first match, like we talked about in predictions, it was the man Becky Lynch versus Rhea Bloody Ripley. Becky had a really cool video compilation about all her all her moments and shit, and like it was quoting things from the book, and like her gear even had like writing on it, like from it looked like pages from the book or something like that. It was really cool. And then Rhea had her live band, Motionless in White, open her out. Wow. Do her song so that she comes out to the entrance. I could have phrased that a little better, but yeah, and they were scary looking. They were a little off-putting, but I was here for the Rock. I was here for the Rock vibes. Not the Rock, but the this is my brutality.
Yes.
It was cool. I'm glad for him.
The dope part about Rhea's entrance was that like she was singing her song as she's going down the ramp, and you can just see like the pumpness, like that adrenaline rush. Like I bet that shit felt like fucking amazing just to be that fucking pumped up. And also opening the show. Like that was like first match of the show. So yeah, solid fucking entrance. Dude definitely had on the makeup, looking like a henchman of the Joker. It was definitely it threw me off, but it fit the vibe. It fit the aesthetic for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, you want to get into so with the notes for Mania, because I didn't I tried to take notes of like big particular spots. Otherwise, I was here for the vibes and enjoying the show.
And that's pretty much what it is. I don't have like anything. I'm not super detailed on everything. I do have notes that like of shit that I saw that stood out.
Same.
So for like in particular in this Becky Rhea match, like the 8K cameras in the intros,
man,
when they're in the ring, like those things. We talked about it. They were gonna come back. I need more of it. The 8K cameras are fucking dope. Becky fucking wrestling with strep throat, which is also contagious. But like running the fever and wrestling, like I could only imagine. Like you're like, fuck, I've been healthy this entire year, and the one time I get sick is on the biggest night of the fucking like year.
Yeah,
like,
and she had a fever too. Yeah, it was essentially like damn near. It's pretty much like the Michael Jordan flu game,
the flu game,
yeah.
the Becky game.
She I mean, yeah, it was still a really good match. Yeah, it was. I want to say I was a little underwhelmed. I thought it was, but now knowing that knowing that she's sick, I understand it. I mean, like I'm comparing this match to Rhea versus Charlotte last year. I think the Rhea versus Charlotte match it was more of a banger. Like I feel like people are still talking about that match from last year, and that's not me. And this is not me saying that this match was bad. Maybe I just expected too much. It was still a solid match. I would rate it fine. It was a solid, and the way that it ended was really good. How Becky got the win, and there was some cool false finishes when Becky hits the manhandle slam, and Rhea, which we already know this, but she's just a tremendous seller. She makes everything look like when someone gives her a DDT, it looks like she got her fucking shit rocked. Like she's an amazing seller, and the way she sold that manhandle slam, it looked like her body went limp for a little bit. Like it looked like she died. And I'm like, man, that was lit.
What's crazy is that like not crazy, but for me personally, this is my favorite match.
Really?
Like, yeah, like the Becky Rhea match was my favorite match of the night. There were just some spots like, and it was like the way that they were set up. Like, there was like they had like a brief like strike session where they were just giving off like strikes in the middle of the ring. I was like, okay, y'all throwing hands. Like this is dope, but it seemed more choreographed than like the rest. This felt like action movie strikes versus like we're just gonna like do the regular 1, 2, like that kind of shit. Rhea reverses the disarmor into like a series of like power bombs, which was fucking crazy.
That shit was fire.
I didn't even
power bombed it 3 times, I think.
That shit was fucking solid. I didn't know Rhea had a submission. I think they said the prism trap or something like that. Like where
she used to do that a lot. She used to do it more like when she was a face and she was like teaming with Nikki Cross and Liv. She used that for, like that submission a lot because not this last was it the last 2K game? I think it was last year's 2K. It was still like one of her. It was either last year's or the one before. It was still like her fucking finisher. And I'm like, where the fuck is the Riptide at? And I like literally had to change it in the game because I was like, this is fucking like I didn't want to do submission finishers like that. But yeah, no, she doesn't do it as much. But yeah,
I thought that shit was brutal. It looked so dope because like it was the you're crawling to the ring, I drag you back. Something about when you're in a submission, they like pull you back. Like I love that shit. Kurt used to do it with the ankle lock. Jericho used to do it in the walls of Jericho. It's been like in wrestling for the beginning of time, or since the beginning of time. But the fact she did it twice, I was like, oh shit, she's gonna tap. And like, she didn't tap. She actually got converted, I believe, into like a roll up pin, which forces the break. And then the Riptide into the fucking turnbuckle.
That shit was fire.
That shit was so fucking tight, bro. Like,
yeah,
that shit was like so. That shit was that shit was fucking dope. It reminded me of like some fighting game shit when you like cancel a move into another move because after she threw her into the fucking turnbuckle, she went into regular Riptide. Like that was fucking solid, bro.
Yeah,
that was
probably Riptide.
That's my favorite match of the night, bro. That shit was fucking dope to me. And that's crazy because Becky was sick. Like, that was a great fucking performance.
Yeah, I mean, that's why she's one of the GOATs. That's why she's one of the best, because she can perform like this. I mean, she performs like that on a consistent basis. But even now, like, I mean, yeah, this time she was, like, super fucking sick. It's like, she still put on a great-ass match with Rhea Ripley. And,
great fucking match.
And credit to Rhea, too, obviously, because Rhea's fucking amazing. So, yeah, it was an amazing match. Absolutely. It was a good match.
I will say I hate the Prima logo in the middle of the ring. I'm not a fan of the Prima logo.
I'm just glad it's black and white and it's not the colored bottle like we saw on SmackDown and shit. Because and the Prime logo is even on the turnbuckle, which I didn't notice until like half the show. I was like, because me and DT was like, what is that? The fucking Prime bottle on the like? I want to, I mean, get your buddy Logan. I mean, I'm drinking Prime right now, and I feel like I'm about to lift some weights. So, this shit is wild. I feel weird, bro.
I wasn't a fan of it, but I understand like the whole it's money, bro. Space on screen is money. If you want to be on the fucking ring, you got to pay a certain fee for that. If you want to be announced on the barricade, there's a price for that. It's just sports. Like they do that shit in the NBA and shit like that all the time. It's not on the court, I don't believe.
It's on the courts. I mean,
it's on the court.
It's not overly busy, so I'll give them credit to that. Mm-hmm. Like I would say, it is irritating, but it was one of those things where it was only irritating to me for like 2 seconds because everything else was so much more. There was just more things to focus on compared to like some sports jerseys where fucking you'll have like 30 different patches on a fucking someone's jersey. It's like, well, damn, I can't even read Dame's name on the back because you got so many goddamn biofreeze patches and all these other random ass, Tide, shit. So I would say it's not overly busy. But I mean, it is, I still don't care for the huge Prime bottle in the middle, but at least it was black, like just, the lettering and whatnot.
It was black and white. Yeah, it's true.
So after that, we get the tag team ladder match. We
do, but before we do that, they're already getting ready for the Netflix because they're pushing Netflix ads. I don't know if you caught that. Like, I think it was like the Bad Moon 2 Netflix ad. I'm like, okay, I see what y'all doing here. Yeah. So the Netflix push is in full effect. Like, it's going to be a great change. I'm assuming.
And then obviously Rock has ties to Netflix too, so that's another reason why.
It's true. Rock got a lot of ties. He said a lot in his press run too. Like there was a lot of shit that he had mentioned. 6-pack ladder match.
Yeah. You have both of the blue belts hanging up, and next to it you have both of the red belts hanging up. They are on separate things. It couldn't have been more obvious that yes, again, we're splitting these belts up.
They're splitting these belts. Yep.
And
it predicted just like we had thought. Yeah. We had talked about how they were going to do it. And like the fact that hanging both belts up and the match would end as one dropped, or the match continues until both belts are pulled. We definitely talked about that, and like that's exactly how it went.
Yeah, and it was a good match. It was a really fun match. There was so many crazy spots in here to where it was hard. It was hard to write it down without like just keeping. Yeah, it was hard. There was a spot where Johnny Gargano DDTs Pete Dunne through a table. That shit was fucking fire.
Bro,
There was a lot of
what?
yeah, a lot of ladder spots where people Grayson got slammed through a ladder that broke.
The
He
Woods
died.
elbow,
Yeah, the Woods
like,
elbow, the limit break onto while the dude was on the ladder. That shit was fire.
yeah, yeah, man. I got a couple. This is
Oh, Truth had a hot tag again.
the man, truth, man. Shout out to our truth. Truth.
Shout out to Truth.
Oh my god. Entrance wise, it was like DIY getting the DX treatment, where they came out with the DIY version of the DX entrance, which was fucking dope. In the New Day's entrance, Woods come out in his Creed attire, which is a shout out to not only, it's a double entendre because like it's like shout out to Philly and like the Rocky Creed, ties there, but then also his TNA version of him also were the exact same thing. Or not the exact same thing, but very similar in a sense with the American flag shorts and stuff like that.
Because his last name is Creed.
Yeah. And then the Judgment Day entrance where Finn out there looking like Scarecrow, and I think Corey said something about him looking like he about to poison the water supply in Gotham.
Man, I love when Finn has his mask like that, bro. Those masks, his Kanye one that he had. I have no other way to put it, no other way to label it other than the Kanye mask. But that shit was fire. I had to find a download for that in the game because I was like, no, that mask is heat.
I gotta see though. I don't think I've seen the Kanye one. I gotta check that out.
It's like it's pretty much the same mask where it's black and it's just a bunch of like black diamonds. Shit was fire.
No, okay, yeah, I do know so. Yeah,
shit was heat. And Damien, he had kind of like a Slipknot-ish mask. It kind of reminded me of Slipknot.
It was a modified Kane mask. If you look closely at it, like it looked like a Kane like mask. It was just purple and black. Like the upper half was all Kane.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what DT said. Actually, he's like, "Man, that's a Kane mask." I was like, "Yeah." I mean, with the horns, it made it feel like Slipknot. It was a good combination. It was a sick mask. It was a sick mask.
He definitely turned into his own. I was like, that looks like a Kane mask, but it was hella dope at like the creativity behind it and whatnot. Yeah. As far as spots, I got a lot of them. This match was great. This was definitely runner up for my match of the night because like I love Becky and Rhea's match, but this was right there. There's a double moonsault spot by Pete and Tyler that was fucking crazy. Yeah. Priest uses Pete as a fucking or Tyler as a missile and just throws him to get somebody off the goddamn ladder.
Yeah, that was funny.
DIY doing the sweet chin and the pedigree. Yeah. Like that was fucking dope. We do like you mentioned before, we do see Grayson Waller get thrown through the ladder. Kof with a fucking dive off the ladder. Kof getting up that high, and I was like, "There's no way." I didn't think Kof was about to like move like that. Like it was a huge dive, and I thought New Day was going to get the titles too because at the moment Creed was the only one in the ring. Yeah. Yeah, the Johnny spot through the table was crazy. Ciampa with Bates off the ladder was fucking nuts, bro.
Yeah. It was the air raid crash.
Yeah, like that was fucking wild.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
JD put through the table.
JD McDonough showed up to help after the first set of belts were taken. I'm like, why don't you help before? But I'm here for it. But yeah, he went through a table, which was good. Good for him.
The razor edge spot on the chairs, like this was like a good fucking match, bro. Like this felt like watching it felt like just a little kid and the excitement of like so much chaos is happening. The predictions part of it, like you were spot on. You guessed exactly who was going to win this match, like to a T.
I was extremely happy with that. So during all the spots that Jay just listed, at one point the first set of tag belts are taken, and that's by A-Town Down Under. Mm-hmm. They take the blue belts, they get the SmackDown belts, and then that's when Grayson eventually goes through the ladder, which was a great spot because he goes through the ladder while holding the title, and he just like looks dead in the broken ladder as the title's just like laying on him, and instead of leaving the match, Theory says, "Fuck it, let me try to get the other belts too," and he pays for that. That was some good shit. Also, there was a really funny spot before when all 4 belts were still up, where Awesome Truth versus DIY, they were in the ring, and Awesome Truth was like, "Wait, what? Instead of fighting, why don't y'all grab those ones, and we'll grab these ones?" And it was like, "Yeah." So both teams get the ladders, and they try to. I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense." It was like, we've been friends for the last like 4 weeks. Instead of just fighting, you get the red ones, we'll take these blue ones. We'll leave. We'll leave. Yeah,
both will leave as winners. Let's do this.
Yeah, it made so. It was a funny spot that made sense. It wasn't like overly goofy or campy. It made sense, and it was still fun.
Right.
But yeah, fast forward again. So yeah, the blue belts are taken. So now it's just the red belts, and yeah, we get a lot more chaos, a lot more good spots. Most of them you already listed. It was amazing, chaotic match. It was spot heavy, and it was just bang, bang, bang. It's like fuck. It made me want to play 2K. It's like that. I would go to throw chairs and shit at people. But
it was a dope match,
and it sets up to where eventually, Truth is the last person in the ring, and he's taking a sweet ass time, but he is 52.
He was,
I think, taking a sweet time climbing a ladder. But yeah, Truth grabs the Raw Tag Team SmackDown or the Raw Tag Team belts, and Awesome Truth, they're the Raw Tag Team champions. And Truth gets a WrestleMania moment. It was good. It was a feel good moment for me, and I feel like a feel good moment for a lot of people because people love Truth.
Yeah, for the whole wrestling community. Like I don't think anybody truly could be mad at Truth and Miz getting that win. It felt good to see Truth finally get a moment. Like that was really dope to see, and it just goes to a testament of like just how important and how they treat. Or how much they think highly of Truth. Like Truth is great at any spot, at any city, at any event. You can place Truth right there, and he's gonna get the crowd back going. Like he's gonna get that energy back. Definitely really happy for that, man. Like he definitely deserves it, man. He's been in this biz. He's the longest tenured employee, or like not employee, but tenured wrestler currently, right? Like
I believe so.
Nobody else is wrestling during the Attitude Era that's still wrestling today.
After Sting's retirement, I want to say Truth. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know how old Christopher Daniels is. I'm sure there's some people that we're missing, but Truth is one of those ones who's been there he's been wrestling for a long ass time.
I seen Truth with like Road Dogg as like K Quick, like he was doing this shit for a long time. So it's really good to see that, like you get the moment, man. Like you deserve it. I was definitely happy with that. I wanted DIY, but they'll have their chance to get it. This moment was for Truth, and shit. To be honest, DIY was probably like the most like remembered parts of the match. It was the shit that they did. So
yeah, they had some really good spots.
I can live with that.
Yeah, absolutely. After that, we get Rey and Andrade versus Dirty Dom and Santos.
Mm-hmm.
This was a fire match until the ending. I hated the ending, but this was a fire ass match.
I don't got a lot of notes on this one because at the moment I was just watching Mania and I was like, oh shit, I gotta take notes.
There was a moment where Rey was going to spank Dom again with the belt, similar to last year, but that got interrupted. But yeah, people wanted it. People wanted that. Discipline your child.
Yeah, there was he did the fake boot into like the forearm again in the spot. Like Andrade is just
that back elbow
fucking talent, bro.
The
back elbow into the it's fucking solid.
And Andrade was killing it, man. He looks motivated. It looks like he has the passion back in him. He was killing it.
He needed to be here.
Yeah,
he needed to be back in the E.
Yeah.
I can confidently say that. And I love Andrade in any promotion, but he definitely needed to be back in the E. It just fits his overall like vibe a lot more. You can tell he's happier. And I would imagine like, being back with like Rey and like people that plus your wife's still here. Like it probably takes off a lot of stress just to be back in that environment.
Yeah, back with Zelina too, and
yeah, exactly. Like it's just your people.
Yeah. But yeah, eventually this match. Oh no, go for it.
the double stack crossbody where
Oh
Andrade
yeah,
got Ray on his neck. Like that was fucking fire, bro. Like
yeah.
that was a good fucking spot.
uh, yeah. It eventually turns into a brawl. You know, some more Latino gang warfare because yeah, Legado people from Legado started attacking people from LWO, vice versa. Um, Joaquin Wild does his launch from the rope all the way to the
Mm-hmm.
fucking ramp spot. uh, Looked great, looked amazing. Yeah, I mean, it was a good match until two big ass white men, which DT he like they were wearing lucha masks, but he knew exactly who they were because he hates the Eagles. But Jason Kelsey and I don't even know the other dude's name.
Lane Johnson.
Yeah, Lane Johnson. They interfere, which gives Ray and Andrade to win. And it was a cool spot. I mean, it's a cool spot for having uh, city celebrities help. So I understand that. It's just it to me. To me they should have did that for something else. I don't know because it was such a fire match. It was a good match.
It was a good match, but
Good match.
I understood that like we wanted to like get the Philadelphia legends in there. It's just once again they've been doing all this promo on like ESPN, all these sports media. Like it's just another spot for that connection there, because they're gonna run that shit on ESPN and be like on Monday, like Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson at WrestleMania, like they're gonna run that shit, like, and it's gonna bring once again more eyes to WWE.
Yeah.
This is chestnut checkers. I understand it. I see it, and it wasn't a bad spot. Like it was very minimal. It wasn't like they was in there like body slamming or anything like that. Yeah, I didn't mind it. It was cool from what it was. I understood it.
And the way Kelsey hopped over the top rope, man, athletic as fuck, bro.
In Tim's, bro, like what?
Yeah, in Tim's.
I was sitting there. I was like, people think that like these linemen is just like just fat and like not muscular. Like, nah, bro, dude was buff. That was a swole motherfucker. Like, and you got to be when you're in the NFL. The only thing I got from this is no Carlito turn.
No, yeah,
that did not happen.
No,
that did not happen. I was like, I thought it was going to happen.
Same.
Yeah,
it'll happen on Friday probably.
Probably we'll get it at some point.
Yeah.
Next match is Jimmy versus Jay. Brother versus brother.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, this is I hate this match. This match.
It was very underwhelming.
Underwhelming. Well. I was disappointed because I had such high hopes for this. This was the match I was waiting for, and it just didn't deliver. I
was part of the jokes and stuff. Like, I get it because like they both don't have a deep move set. Like, so I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting like I wasn't expecting a 5-star as far as like the moves and shit went. I was expecting Bloodline cinema, and to me it didn't bring the cinema. Because I already knew the move, the in-ring moves wasn't going to hit, but they also like where I thought they were going to hit, it did not hit.
Right.
But we'll break. Yeah. But yeah. So Jay comes out. Lil Wayne does part of a Millie, and then he introduces Jay, which was cool. So yeah, Jay had a celebrity entrance with Lil Wayne. That was awesome. Jimmy comes out with a bejeweled Nike tracksuit.
Yeah.
With diamonds on the sneakers too.
But I think that matches. I think Naomi was wearing something like that at the Hall of Fame, like red with the diamonds. So I'm like, she probably got they suits both made at the same time. He just wore his for Mania.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it was underwhelming, man. There's 1,000 super kicks, which I already knew that was going to happen, but yeah, there was no there wasn't a lot of drama. I was expecting cinema.
Yeah. I don't, like I said, my notes for this is Wayne appearance, super kicks forever because they just kept super kicking the hell at each other. And the kind of underwhelming. I was like, no Rikishi, no Solo, like
no tears, no like no shirts got ripped, nothing, bro. Like I mean, even the spot where Jimmy's like asking for forgiveness, which was clearly like a heel fake out. Even that it seemed I don't know. I've seen both of these niggas act before, and they did not bring the A game for the acting part of
No,
this for this particular show.
man, bro, I was disappointed. Like, I really wanted this to be like, damn, brother versus brother. This is gonna be great, especially when they had this shit matched up against like Matten versus Jeff or Owen versus Brett. I was like, those are like pretty decent matches. Even more so with the Owen versus Brett. So I was like, we're gonna get one of those. Did not happen. So yeah, that's the lone dark spot on the night for me was the Jimmy versus Jay match. That's the only one.
Yeah, I don't want to down talk them. That match was just underwhelming for me. Yeah. Try again. I just got someone just tweeted me when asking me when the night 2 predictions are gonna drop. That's cool. That makes me
I like
feel
that.
good. Yeah,
That's dope.
We're getting fans,
And they're
buddy.
out now. They're out now. They're live.
Yeah.
Hey, they should be shit. Yeah, next match is Damage Control versus the Big Three.
Yeah. Damage Control has a cool some Japanese dancers and stuff before the music
They
hits.
do.
It was real.
They do.
Real cool. Love the culture. Love the representation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Damage Control comes out. They look amazing. The way the Big Three show up, though, that shit was
okay.
That shit.
Look.
That was godly.
The Big Three. First, okay, let me hold on before you get to that. Mm-hmm. I thought Damage Control. It sounds like they had a new entrance theme. Like the theme didn't sound like the original one. This one sounded like it was more like Japanese influence, unless it's always been like that, and I just wasn't paying attention. But I thought this one was a newer theme.
I think they slightly remixed it a little bit, but it's
slightly changed.
It's still we got the power, we got the rage, baby. I fucking hate that goddamn song so fucking much.
The gear that came out with was great. Kyrie looks amazing. Dakota looks amazing. Asuka's in full character, like just makeup and everything was solid. But man, when the Big Three come out, this shit felt like Beyonce was coming out.
Yeah.
The platform, like them three in the silhouettes on the platform, like this was dope. This was hella fucking dope. My initial note is that they gave them like the best entrance that not the best entrance, but they gave them what they deserve. And I was like, it's about time. Like this is the moment. It's a big moment. We got 3 very strong black women in this match, and their entrance will display that as such. Like I loved it, man. That was so fucking dope to see.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, coming down. Yeah, down that little rafter elevator thing or stage, whatever. Yeah, it was awesome with the silhouettes, and yeah, we each get their music.
Mm-hmm.
It was just awesome, and they all look like superheroes. It's just awesome. But to get into the match, I didn't write too many notes. I didn't write any spots down. But it was.
I was watching this one.
Yeah, I was
watching.
My eyes were glued to the TV on this one. It was a great match. Fuck, man. Damage Control looked great. The Big Three looked great. They sold well. Everyone sold well. Jade looked amazing. It's a good way to introduce her in a tag match. Which we
there wasn't a lot of Jade action in this one. Jade definitely got a smaller portion of the action, but when she did get in, it was like to wrap the show up, like wrap the match up.
Yeah.
She had a solid like one arm like backdrop or like back suplex was fucking solid. Fucking Bianca with the whip on Asuka, like that. Man. The whip moment, the hair. Oh my god, bro!
That shit was so fucking loud.
So loud, bro.
That shit was so loud.
Like that shit was nuts. And then Jay with the walk on Dakota, like just lifting her up and just walking around the ring, like it's not easy, man. That shit is not easy to do.
No.
Overall, just really, really like appreciative of this match in this moment. This was really fucking dope to see. Shout out to Triple H for getting that one in place. I was definitely an advocate of like, oh, maybe just a tag team match with the tag team titles. I take it all back. This was definitely worth it. This moment was the right move for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome match, man. And shout out to all 6 of those ladies. They did a great job. They did a great job. The presentation was hitting like crack in the
Mm-hmm.
80s. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was a good match. If you love women's wrestling, definitely check this match out. It was good.
Absolutely.
It was good. And after that,
Uh,
this is my match of the night for me. Um,
yeah,
so after that,
I'm not mad at it.
so we get Sammy versus Gunther for the IC title. Sammy, another cool camera shot. We get Sammy talking to his wife, telling his wife to take the son in the back. He doesn't want to see the carnage outside. My chest is
Mm,
going to be turned into spaghetti. I don't want him to see that.
right.
So, and then he walks. He talks to Chad. He's like, "You ain't gonna come out, or you ain't gonna watch." Chad's like, "Nah." And then he continues to walk, hyping himself up. He runs into Kevin Owens after he like turns the corner. They don't even speak words. Kevin just like slaps his chest, gives him a hug. Man, some animation. Just go do this shit, bro. Go do this shit, bro.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got this, bro.
Go finish it. Go finish the shit. I think Chad also told him like he's like, oh, you're not coming out. It's like you don't need me out there, and like just let him go. This was definitely some anime shit for sure. This was on some like at the end of like Karate Kid when you get to like the big bad. Like this definitely felt like that.
Man, this Prime is something else.
And once again we get another like you said, like a long shot, like a long camera production shot. No cuts, no nothing. This goes from backstage talking to his wife all the way through this long ass tunnel where he talks to Gable and then he hits KO and then directly out to the crowd.
Yeah, so yeah, which calls for an honorary fuck Kevin Dunn, because man, I'm so glad he's gone. Like these angles, these cameras, the way they've been shooting shit for the last couple months is just it's been a breath of fresh air. It's been so refreshing,
amazing,
so nice. And then Gunther comes out, you know, big boss shit, throws off the coat, and then we get to some straight fucking violence and cinema. We get a true underdog story with versus the big bad, and they both performed phenomenally. There's like, man, Sami Zayn. Dude, there was some crazy ass chops. Gunther chopped the shit out of this man so many times, which obviously we knew that was going to happen in the Gunther match, but fuck, man,
yeah, absolutely,
he was bodying this.
No, it's so much. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna get too far ahead, but like, yeah, it was looking heavily one-sided.
Man.
One thing I realized about Sammy, and I'm gonna make this comparison very loosely, is that the crowd, like, they love Sammy. Like, a lot of people love Sammy and like his just energy, and it's very. It reminds me of like once again, very loosely, don't shoot me, people. Like the Orange Cassidy thing, to where I didn't get it. I didn't understand why people love him the way that they do, but they just do. Like they love the energy that the crowd has for those two superstars in particular. They may not be like the flashiest, they may not be like the biggest on the match card, but when they come out, bro, it's fucking chaos. Like they just love them. And that was my quick observation from when like he had came out during his entrance, and like just the way the crowd feeds off of like him. They love Sammy, like which is crazy because in this match there was what looks like a back suplex reversal into a suit, like to a sleeper that was smooth as fuck by Gunther, and I'm like, oof, he's not getting out of that.
There was multiple spots where, it was dope because it reminded me of the training montage with Sammy and Gable.
You're right.
There was multiple. Gunther tried to choke him multiple times, and he rolled him out. He rolled out of it, except for that one that you just talked about that turned into like there was multiple times where they were paying, like they were there's multiple times in the match where what happened in the montage and Sammy was training for it panned out. It didn't like pan out fully because he was still getting that ass. I mean, it panned out fully in the long run at the end of the match, but obviously he knew to counter some stuff, and that was based on the training.
Right.
So it showed that the training worked. Like again, like Karate Kid shit, fucking, do the crane kick, that wax off,
wax off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the training worked. Even when you think it didn't, you subconsciously you learn something.
It was like he took the sleeper, right, and he was in the sleeper, and as like Sammy's getting choked the fuck out, he's reaching for the ropes, and Gunther then turns the sleeper into a German suplex. It's like Gunther, and this may be just me playing too much fucking Tekken right now, but the way he moved was like King, to where everything was like a reversal into something. It was like, oh, you threw that kick, oh, that's into a fucking suplex. Or you're in a sleeper, we're gonna turn this into a German. Like everything was just like countered into something.
And it was to the point where it was his own downfall, similar to he was playing with his food. It's similar to what he did with Dom, and Dom almost squeaked out a win, and I think he did it with Jay at some point. Like he's playing with his food, and he let the underdog on some Goku shit. Like the crowd, even though the crowd was pretty flat all show, but that was because it's cold.
They were definitely flat.
I mean, it was irritating. I don't want to hear about the cold. I've seen people in snow games. Anyway,
if Bill's Mafia out there freezing their ass off in frostbite, y'all better get the fuck up and give me a "This is awesome" chant or something.
For real, like if the Eagles was playing, they'd be fine. Ooh, it's 52 degrees. I don't want to hear that shit. You guys live there. But yeah, man, it was some Goku shit. It was like channeling the Spirit Bomb. The way that like Sami Zayn, like just pure like super baby face, because there was a moment where he's hyped, like he looks dead, and all of a sudden he's like just gets up asking for more.
The fish out of water shit, where he like just fucking flopping in the ring. I'm like, okay, this man's powering up. This is his shit.
Getting that mana. And so Sammy pulls out something out of his toolbox that we haven't seen for a very long time, and it was actually a callback to an old match when he was El Generico and versus Walter, when Gunther was Walter, and it said we get a brainbuster into the turnbuckle, which Gunther was not expecting that. So it's another callback to where he pulled something out that honestly I don't think I've ever seen him do a brainbuster on the main roster yet.
Nah.
Even when he was
that
healed.
Shit looked scary to me. I thought that was like, I was like, oh, what the fuck was that? Because it just happened so quickly, and like I thought it was like a slip up. I thought it was supposed to be a suplex, but it was just the brainbuster.
Yeah, a couple people here was like, "Oh my god, was that a botch?" I was like, "No, that's a brainbuster."
Yeah,
because it looked quick and it looked scary and it looked like it looked like
hella
the shit hurt.
Scary.
But no, that was planned. Yeah, so Sammy brainbusters him on the turnbuckle, which sets up for a haluva kick, and then we get the 1, 2, 3, and after 666 days, Gunther has been dethroned.
Pure shot. I was literally like, "Oh shit!" I said that out loud, like that actually happened. I didn't think it was going to happen.
I ran in my apartment.
That was fucking crazy. I literally did not see that shit coming. And it made me think that like if this Renaissance era is true, we are definitely going to get like a rebuild of who's in the mid card and who's in this bigger upper card. That's the first thing I thought of, is that like, okay, well now no Gunther in the mid card area. He's going to be pushed to the top because the boy is going up.
Now it's time, baby. It's time. He's in the upper card, baby. We're gonna get a world title run. And again, the draft is coming up. So we could get that Gunther Cody match. We can get it. It's very possible.
No. Because what you just did is where my head was. I wasn't gonna spoil it for nobody because I still don't know. Does Gunther winning set up Cody?
Maybe.
Is that the game plan?
I'm not gonna say it's a pure setup. I do think the Gunther loss, like you just said, like this is officially like he's not in the mid card no more. Like now right. That was him being dethroned.
He's main event Gunther.
Yeah, now he's about to be main event Gunther. He's gonna go for the world belt. But all I'm saying is, if Cody does win, because people are like, well, what does Cody do after the belt? He has so much fresh competition, so many matches we have still yet to see. And yeah, man, him and Gunther is going to change the world.
It's going to hit.
If it's even
so, like that's the thing. Yeah. I don't want to see Gunther versus Seth Gunther versus Drew.
Oh, I want
Gunther
to see
versus
I
Roman.
want to see Seth versus Gunther. Are you crazy? This match is going
No,
here.
no, 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 no. Let me finish. Let me
Okay,
finish.
okay, all right.
I mean, like, I want that world title match to be Cody versus Gunther. If Gunther versus Seth happens, of course I'm going to enjoy that fucking match. But I'm saying, like, this picture of, like, they've been teasing this shit, or it's been teased since the Rumble of last year,
Yeah.
where, like, Cody and Gunther had just going just bar for bar. Like, yes, bro, this is what I want. As Batista once said, give me what I want. Okay, like this is
give
it.
Me what I want. It's gonna happen, and that, that shit's gonna be fire, man.
But yeah, we're definitely gonna get a man crazy run, crazy fucking run.
He not only elevated the title, but he elevated himself at the same time. Had banger matches. His promo game stepped up. Like, this man's been winning at like the last couple of years. You know, he found the love of his life. He's been killing it. Fucking title reign. Like, yeah, he's a kid now. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. See, bro, this man is. You can only go up right now for Gunther.
It's time, bro. He's been holding this belt and making it so prestige that it's time for him to be in that main picture. And when he gets up there,
and he's already beaten everybody too. So like
that's what I'm saying. Who beating Gunther 1-on-1 like that, bro? Like, Sammy got it. I'll give him that. But this next time, this main event Gunther, scary hours. Yeah, but yeah, I definitely think we're gonna a reclassification of who's in the mid card area after this Mania. I think we're gonna get some new potential talent in that mid card area where this may be your Ricochets, your Bronson Reeds, like Ivar's, who's having a great fucking time. Like,
I definitely think we're gonna get Bronson versus Sammy again. I think based off the last 2 weeks when Sammy fought Bronson and like how those matches went, I think that's probably going to be his first big feud. Is Bronson because he wasn't able to beat him because first time was DQ, or no, first time he lost, and then the second time or last week I think it was just DQ. I think the match just stopped or something like that because Gunther attacked Gable.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. Reclassification of mid card and main event talent is definitely happening. Hopefully, we get this more traditional way of like, oh, your mid card run is going good, then we're gonna put you into the main event title instead of like running the same rotation of 4 to 6 guys. Because there's a lot of WWE talent, and that was my knock with WWE is that who are y'all pushing? Y'all don't push nobody. It's like, oh, Punk's back. Punk's in the main event title, of course, because it's fucking Punk. But there's somebody there on the mid card that deserves to be up there, and we're seeing that happen with Gunther to where he's now in the main card title and main card picture. But there's a lot of other talent coming up. We just got Braun Breaker coming up. If the rumors are true, Carmelo's coming up pretty soon. Like, that's gonna happen. Ilya, like. Hey, the dogs is coming, so like it's time to like really start developing this main roster. But yeah, I can't wait, man. I think this is gonna be it's gonna be great. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan for sure. I'm excited.
Yeah, same. And this was my match of the night. The drama,
great fucking match.
The moves, it was good. It was good. It was awesome. And after that, now we get to the main event.
The Mana, baby.
Aldis and Priest, they had a segment where they were talking about it. I don't remember what they were talking about. I just
wrote it was just the attendance.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, yeah, cool. Which, yeah, crazy attendance. I mean, they did 50,000 for NXT, or 15, technically 16,000 something for NXT, which was crazy yesterday.
Yeah.
I
think it's like 72 or 70. It was 70 something thousand people at WrestleMania, and I'm like, it made me think about the conversation we had yesterday, where it's like, bro, I don't know, like them bathroom lines, like. Just them diapers in that area, like it's too much. I don't. That's a lot of people, bro. 70,000 people. I don't know if I can do it. I ain't got it in me. I ain't got the dog in me like that.
Yeah. So Cody comes out first. Dope shirt, freaking nightmare merch. Which, oh man, I can't wait to get that shirt. I was hoping it would come before Mania, but of course not. But yeah, he comes out. Seth comes out. He's serving. He got the gold on with the blue rose on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Looking real
like
good.
A Soul Calibur character.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, everybody, he looked like Sephiroth or something. Like he looked like some Final Fantasy shit.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then we get the final boss, which his video package. It was because the other day it was fucking amazing. But
Elite.
And it was video game heavy.
Yes,
the final boss. And you see the other day he he released a little Instagram clip, which was retro video game beat 'em up heavy.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. But yeah, that entrance was.
Yeah, that was an entrance, bro. Like that shit was fucking dope. Um, the like so the video game influence. Something I did catch, and he said it again in his press conference was Rock 10.0. Like in the entrance video, it said version like loading up or 99% complete, and then when it completed, it was like Rock 10.0. I'm like, what the fuck is Rock 10.0? Like, what does that
No
mean?
idea, bro.
Um,
That sounds like some old head shit.
yeah,
It sounds like something. He's like, oh, I think this sounds cool. Like, you're gonna be Windows 98, or we're gonna get Rock Vista next.
Yeah, Rock Vista, Rock XP. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, and then we get a tribal
Reigns.
chief.
Yeah, tribal chief.
Tribal chief. Um, first things I will say about this is that Rock came out in the vest with bell bottom button up sweatpants, and I was like, "What the fuck is this man wearing?" But then in ring, I was like, "Rock looked like he'd been training."
Yeah,
Rock, like yeah, of course it's Rock. He's weightlifting and shit like that, but no, Rock looked like he'd been putting in that work. Everything that he said was absolutely true. The man's been working for, they said, 12 weeks and building wrestling rings around different locations.
Yeah. WWE sent him, or yeah, they collaborated. They sent him 2 rings. He was training with Gallus, from NXT. Yeah, he's been training.
Yeah,
and it's good. And based on the way the match was produced, or I mean, based on the way the match went down, it was definitely protecting him in his, like, because I mean, even though yes, he trained for 12 weeks, but still in ring work versus just like niggas working out is still 2 different, like,
completely different things.
Yeah, so like so the way that they booked the match, it panned out to where he didn't look super gassed or nothing.
Yep.
He didn't. Yeah, so yeah, it was good. It was good that the way they did it.
First thing is that this match went on for 45 minutes, and when I tell you, it didn't feel like 45 minutes.
It did not.
Like I didn't. I was sitting there and I was like, shit, it's been 45 minutes. Like that's how long this match was. It was a smooth match. Like that means like the segments were very well like executed. The action in ring was, I won't say it was jam packed, but there was like some moments where it was downplayed and like the down moments and shit like that, which makes sense because Rock is, like you said before, in ring cardio is different than you get on a fucking treadmill. Right. Completely fucking different. There was some moments where like Roman was getting jumped, and I'm like, where the fuck is the tag by Rock? And Rock just sitting there on the apron, and rightfully so. The man's probably fucking gassed. Like,
that's what man. We got a crazy stomp crossroads combo, man. That shit was higher, man. That shit was heat, bro. Seth and Cody were looking real. They looked real. It looked like they wrestled on a tag team multiple times before. Like their tag team chemistry looked great.
It's probably them house shows. Yeah, they're probably working them house shows like crazy.
And then Rock and Roman looked great too. Roman did a lot. Obviously, he took a lot of damage. A
lot more.
He had to because again, it's The Rock. He's not. He ain't taking that many, but I mean, he took some. He took some. Like, I mean, he went through a table. So I got to give him credit for that. Rock went through a. Rock took a rock bottom through a table.
A rock bottom through the table, but from Cody.
Yeah, that shit was lit.
And the first time I saw it, I was watching and like they're clearing out the Spanish announce table. I was like, oh my god, here we go again. The Spanish announce table is always the one that gets fucking destroyed. Mm-hmm. And I watched the segment and I was like, oh no, he's gonna jump from the Spanish announce table onto like Corey of them table. Oh, is that a rock bottom? Oh shit, like. Yeah, very dope fucking spot. The fighting of like, or the 2 separate fights that were happening at 2 different parts of the arena, like Roman and Cody fighting on the entrance, and then Rock and Seth fighting over in the crowd. Like that was solid.
So okay, that part it was solid, but that part did irritate me. Okay, before we get to so the reason why they were fighting from 2 different spots is because essentially Rock made this match a Bloodlines rules match essentially because he told the ref like if you do a ring count you're fired. So essentially like besides weapons this match essentially damn near turned into
Bloodline rules.
Yeah, with no weapons and there was no interference.
No interference.
But the reason why that when them fighting from different parts was irritating, it was just because there it there was a lot of random camera cuts to where it made me feel like Kevin Dunn was back. There was so many like random, and it took forever for them to do the split screen to where it's like, because there was moments where like they were doing crazy camera cuts, so we're missing a lot of action between both parts, and it took them like fucking, because they were fighting outside for like 20 out of that 40 minutes, and it took them like,
it was a long time.
And it took them like 15 minutes to find and be like, oh, what if we just split the camera? And it's like what the fuck? So that part a little irritated me. It didn't. I'm not gonna say like it took away from the match, but I was like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, come on.
Right. I agree with that. You got, split screen it up, and
please.
We can do this.
It just took forever. It just took forever for them to finally do that. But other than that, that's my only nitpick or gripe that I have with this match. The match was solid, and there was a lot of good spots. Honestly, this match over delivered for me. I did not. Did. I didn't think it was gonna. So and since it over delivered, I'm gonna give I've been very critical of The Rock for the last couple of months, but he showed out tonight or last night, and
he showed up.
He gets a little applause from me. It was good shit, and I'm super excited for night 2. Man.
1000%.
No.
There's a couple things I noted in this match. Actually, fuck, there's a lot of shit. Rock with the just bring it taunt to Cody, like to just see that again, because you like always did the just bring it taunt, and like when I had created characters in wrestling games, and just to see him throw his hand out and do the come here for the tag, like that was fucking dope. Rock just might be one of the best sellers in wrestling.
He's
the way that man sells for people is fucking amazing. Like, the way I think he sold the Rock Bottom crazy. There's a meme going around where like people he sold so well like, it looked like he like shit his pants or some shit like that. Like just a meme of that going around.
I haven't seen that one yet.
He did the sharpshooter spot. Which I was like, I was wondering, I was like, is Rock going to do the sharpshooter? He did the sharpshooter spot. Yeah.
I love shit.
And side note, this is important for night 2, is that like the damage to Seth's leg. They were targeting Seth's leg this entire match, or Rock was. So there's some implications that maybe he's going into the match with Drew tonight with a little limp or whatever, based on the attack that he had on his leg. Hence the reason why the sharpshooter was put in place, even though the sharpshooter is on the back. Let's see here. We got Roman Spears Rock.
Yeah.
Which was a big pop.
That was crazy. And I was like, oh shit. That like when that happened, I was like, oh fuck. Is Cody and Seth really about to win? Is that going to really set up the Rock? Is that how we're setting up Rock versus Roman?
So many spots in this match, bro. The double pedigree,
and the way double pedigree was fire. The way he sold this, that spear though, Rock is a great seller. He's hilarious. He sold it like it was a bus that speared him. That shit was good.
Man, Cody had a crossroad spot where like his momentum was great. I think he was doing the 3 crossroads, or he's doing like the triple crossroads, and then he gets hit with the belt in the back, like, which was just like, that was fucking dope. The Rock talking to Cody's mom and egging her on outside it was just a great fucking match, bro. And we predicted the finish to where Rock was the one that was going to pin Cody. Which sets up even more long-term storytelling moments to where it's like, hypothetically, Roman loses tonight, you couldn't pin him, but I did. So why should I, why should I back you, kind of thing? But with that being said, it's the Rock Bottom into the People's Elbow. And something about seeing the People's Elbow just on screen again just got me giddy, man. Like I needed to see that. That was a great finish to that match for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm going to run that match back at some point.
Absolutely.
That was a good match. And also, it's confirmed that was Vince, because I mean Fightful just retweeted it too. So yeah, that was Vince McMahon's trainer that actually did post that. And that also,
bro, you not invited, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, why would he be? You know what I'm saying?
Fuck. Fuck out of here.
And then also reportedly, as of right now, it looks like Seth and Drew might open the show.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Burn it down, baby. Let's do it.
yeah, man.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah,
that was night one.
that's night one, man. Like I said, a 4 out of 5 for me. Great fucking pay per view. Um, next episode we will cover night 2, along with the Raw after Mania and SmackDown. So just be prepared, listeners, that there is no AEW in this next episode. However, I will still be watching next week because of
Yeah, I mean,
fucking
based on, yeah, I mean, we'll at least talk about that.
yeah. We'll talk
We'll
about
at
it for
least talk
sure.
about that. We gotta talk about that.
Absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
either it's going to hit or it's going to be like, what's going on? Like, this is what you made us wait a week for. Okay, so yeah, we got
And
to
you
talk
can't.
about that.
Yeah, for them, like they can't drop the ball. Like AEW Dynasty is happening like 2 or 3 weeks from now. So like this is important for them. Like they can't be fucking around. But anywho, yes, just as be prepared for the next 2 episodes. We'll definitely be WWE heavy, and then we'll get back into our regularly scheduled programming after this next episode. It's just Mania season. We got to cover so much content with that. But yeah, with that being said, that was night 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We enjoyed Mania. I hope you guys are enjoying Mania. Definitely continue to support, man. A lot of support on the YouTube page, a lot of support through the TikToks. Follow us on all these platforms. We're dropping content.
Like and subscribe, comment.
We're growing. We're growing, man. It's been kind of cool to see how many people really fuck with wrestling, and this is a great time for us to do it. Wrestling's up right now. A lot of new eyes, so definitely tune in, tap in with us. Yeah, we appreciate y'all. With that being said, we don't get out of here. On to night 2. Catch you guys in the next episode. We'll see you then.
Too sweet.